Right, so hello everyone. I can't believe this was actually requested, but I've got some people asking me to do a tutorial of how to run the least bosses category in Sekiro. So I thought what I will do is simply make a commentary over my 2503 in least bosses unrestricted. We're actually just gonna look at the run right now, and I'm gonna assume you are fairly familiar with Sekiro, or at least you have some idea of what a typical Sekiro speedrun would look like, be that in glitchless or in any percent restricted or unrestricted. So tutorial is actually just standard. You wanna jump as much as you want. I'm gonna do no lock-on tutorial in that run, but you can also do a lock-on tutorial, of course, if you know how to do that. Um, this is gonna be a tutorial for least bosses unrestricted, meaning we're gonna use a wrong warp, and it is fairly obvious that Jimmy skip will be faster. So if you know how to do that, and you want to ruin the category, you can also do that here. Uh, for me, I will actually do Senpo wrong warp because that is a lot easier. You can actually grapple here out of the window. To do that, you simply want to hang and spam your grapple with either your use prosthetic button or your block button, the parry button, I mean. Um, Here you obviously want to take the Ash um, for Monk. I'm gonna do for Ash Monk, but I'll also tell you where to find 2 extra Ashes if you need them. And last thing though, while we talk about tutorial, if you want to do Jimmy Skip, you will want to use the spear for all the grapple swap that we're about to do. So right after you do Jim Skip, go ahead and grab the spear. And then you will equip it at the sculptor at the same time as we are gonna do. Here you can simply dive to Genny, of course. Make sure to point your camera down so that he can zip to you. Outskirts is pretty normal. The only thing worthy of note is that you are gonna want to grab the shurikens. Uh, Another thing that I want to mention is that there is another version of Snake Eyes Skip than the one I'm gonna do here, which is potentially faster. I'm gonna leave that on in the description. The thing is, it was actually found before the version of Snake Eyes Skip I'm gonna use, but we didn't have a good lone shadow skip at the time, and that means I don't have any setup for it. Especially the part where you fall down the hole right after lone shadow or shishiman is pretty bad. Um, yeah, um, you might want to check it out though if you wish to optimize the run. So here we're doing Ogre Skip. This is a frame perfect jump, as you might know, so you're just gonna need to try it out a lot. Be careful about the turn timing, it can be pretty nasty. If Ogre comes after you, you can simply quit out to reset the aggro and keep trying. Here you want to fall on the grapple points, otherwise you're gonna get stuck on the ledge. And we're simply adding to Senpao for the wrong warp. If you want to run least bosses restricted, you would go the same way as any percent and do, of course, Double Canyon and then Gyobu, skip and bull skip. You will pick up the Ash in the Gyobu area because that is the fastest Ash pickup for Ash. So if you want to die, do not pick up the idol or you're gonna respawn at the idol and be unable to wrong warp. I haven't really found whether it is faster to spam jump as I do or just sprint against the ledge until you die. But what you want to do is die, and as soon as the loading screen appears, you either want to Alt F4 which works for some people, but for me, I need to actually open Windows Task Manager and end the task. After that, you can simply load your game and you should be in Senpao. This is about a minute faster than doing the route with Canyon and Gyobu Skip. So I think it's worth it. It's also way more beginner friendly. You're gonna ride the elevator down and we're gonna pick up some Echo for Genny. Because I think this is a little bit faster. Yeah, so pick up the boat Echo, and then we're gonna go to the merchant. Before the merchant, you're gonna see me pick up a coin purse, which I'm gonna use to buy the contact medicine. You can simply buy the maximum amount there, because we're not gonna use our money for anything else. And you actually want to buy the maximum amount because you're gonna need two to do the Snake Eye Skip and another one for Miss Noble Skip. So if you take more than 4 attempts at Snake Eye Skip, you're gonna need to unfortunately reset the run. If you take exactly 4 attempts, you're still gonna have 2 attempts at Miss Noble Skip, because I'm gonna point out another sorry, I mean another contact medicine pickup. Here we're gonna go to castle and we are gonna pick up this idol because we actually need to come back here later when we will want to do air swim. And here you can simply head up to castle as you would in your Shore Glitchless run or any run that does frontside dojo. There isn't really anything specific to say about that part. Yeah. What we're gonna do though is pick up backside dojo idol. Because this little detour is actually faster than doing the air swim to Genny, and it is on our way. Anyways, you might also want, if you want a beginner-friendly route, to kill a few dudes inside of this chamber and hope for a confetti drop so that you don't have to pick up confetti later. But that would give you a skill point, which will give you the skill book at Sculptor, which will also give you access to Mimicry and Jump Order Draw. As for me, I haven't found any ways to actually get a skill point fast enough so that it is worth it to grab the skill book. So unfortunately, we're gonna do this run with no skill book, but if you want a little bit extra safety or you feel more confident with Jump MD, go ahead. So this is the other ash pickup that I get. It is 2 ashes, making it a total of 4 with the tutorial ones. And there are 2 extra ones as we are gonna run past Snake Eyes in a moment. For Gunfort, well, I'm gonna pick up the idol. You may or may not pick it up, but since this is a meme category, I think it is a nice safety option. Also notice that we are going to Monk before Genny because we like having AP2 and some extra items. So yeah, as I say, pick up this idol, go ahead and rest, and do normal fort. I'm gonna do some variation of the fort from Ramonchi in Hitler Speed. By the way, the 2 ashes I mentioned, if you want to do 6 ash, is here, right under my face. To the right, there is an item pickup, which is 2 extra ashes. Anyways, so as I was saying, I'm gonna wait behind this rock for a bit for this gunner here. Sorry, I don't know if you saw that. There's a particular gunner that is more likely to hit you, and you want to wait for him to start his shoot animation. So this one, as soon as I see the sparkle from his gun, I'm gonna go ahead and run. I don't actually remember if I got a good gun for RNG here, so we'll see that in a minute. Yeah, I guess that is pretty good. All right. We're gonna make our way to the idol. I didn't equip the idol item yet, but the thing is, this guy can sometimes follow you and cancel you out of idle if you are running 104, as I am. If you're running 106, there is no chance that he will hit you, so that is fine. But go ahead and rest anyways. If you are unable to rest, you're gonna want to go into your inventory and teleport to Sculptor. If not, you can just use the idol. So here we're gonna equip shurikens, which we need for our grapple swap, and we're also gonna use this opportunity to do menuing for a few of our items. So one thing worthy of note is that when you're gonna see me do the menuing, I'm gonna equip shurikens in the second slot, and that is because you want sorry, wait a minute. That meeting was actually very fast. So yeah, shurikens in the second slot, because in your first slot it would actually be equipped immediately and you want to be able to switch to it. So yeah, put it either in the second or third slot. As for our items, we're gonna need contact medicine, Akko, if it's full of ash, and our onward idol. Make sure to leave a spot open for the seeds. If you wanna do monk without taking ages. And travel back to Fernfort. So here we are about to set up our grapple swap. In case you don't know how grapple swap works, it is fairly complicated, but the gist of it is you're gonna save a grapple position and teleport to it when you do your next grapple. So yeah, poison myself already. If you are not confident, you can also poison yourself later, but that would make it so that you will have to wait a lot later before doing the version of Lone Shadow Skip, if you wish, that we do here. So as I said, if we see a grapple, it gets stored into memory, and anytime you see a grapple, the position you see that gets stored into memory. So here it will get saved again. I killed this dude because it can be pretty annoying when you are trying to get out of bounds later. But here you want to grapple to this branch. You want to make sure to get a delay jump because it's easier with a delay jump, but that should be very easy to do. And do a wall jump. And then you're going to see the grapple on the branch, and it's going to save those coordinates into memory. And from this point on, you're not going to want to see another grapple, or you will be fucked when you go to see your grapple swap. So you will need to TP back to idle and do this wall setup again. So as I say, wall jump, see this grapple, position gets saved into memory. You're gonna see later that I do see some grapples, but that is an exception that we will talk about. So get teleported up back here, assuming you did not touch any other ground before getting to branch, but obviously you don't want to do that. Here I'm gonna do a wall jump and go inside this wall, which is hollow. If you fuck up and get a vertical jump, try to fall and black out. If that happens, you should still have a tiny bit of health left. Like, if you're fast, the poison shouldn't have ticked down to the point where we would die. If that's the case, go ahead, use your gourd, and the damage from the fall would actually be cancelled by the healing from the gourd, and your health will be at the same point after you get out of bounds, and that is the backup. So you get to retry this jump here, assuming you did not see any grapple during your fall. So anyways, you get to this spot. Okay, doesn't really matter depending on how you enter. You might be already inside this rock formation. You might be a little bit here to the left. Anyways, make sure when you practice this to use the mesh draw function from the cheat engine table is provided by Home or any other cheat engine table with mesh viewer, because this platform is actually quite narrow. So when you get inside this, try to get inside this rock, look up so that you can see something. Okay, here to the left and to the right, as I said, very narrow. So what you want to do is try and go little by little as I do, and you're gonna see this black line here. You're gonna try and align that with Sekiro here, the black line on Sekiro's back, which is I don't actually know, some kind of thing holding his clothes. I don't know. Anyways, you're gonna try and align that, but it's not very precise. Okay. And don't worry about going too far forward. There is a little edge that will block you if you're aligned properly. So yeah, as you see, I can go up a little bit here. I think if I go forward, I'd get shifted a little bit to the right by this tiny ledge that would hold you. And you're gonna see this black line here. Once you see this black line here and it's pretty much above your head, it means you're aligned properly. I would advise you to try this a few times, try a few different orientations, because you might be a little bit too far right, a little bit too far left. It's not too precise. You're going to be able to get to the roof down there, whether you are facing a bit left or a bit right, but it can be a little bit tricky at the start. Anyways, once you're aligned, take your second contact medicine. Make sure not to take it while the other is still active, or you're going to waste one. It doesn't extend the duration, it simply gets eaten away. And we're gonna wait for health to deplete. We're gonna wait until we have like 1 pixel of health left, and then dash off this platform. And you're gonna hold forward until you die. The timing of the death is not too important. I could probably already go now. And if it takes 2 or 3 ticks of poison to kill me, it's not a big deal. I will die later, but I like to die early so I don't have to hold forward the whole time. And yeah, you might get a little bit further right, a little bit further left on this roof, doesn't matter. Fall down, make sure to look down, because you don't want to see any grapple again. And here, as I said, some spots on the ground, if you jump before you take a grapple, the position would always get overloaded, and you would lose the position you saved on the branch. But on some spots on the ground, you sometimes do not get overridden. So make sure to try and copy as closely as possible the spots at which I grapple. But once I'm here, I can safely see the grapple and grapple up. Here in particular, yeah, as you get to this piece of ground here, as you jump, this piece of ground is unsafe. The grapple will get overwritten, so make sure to look down. Grab this confetti, because that is pretty useful. First of all, for Genny, and then for ammunition. If you do, especially if you do 180s on ammunition, it will save you a ton of time. And okay, anyways, anywhere on this lower ground, once you fall, you've right after, for example, you jumped on a little platform. As you fall from that platform, any of this ground is safe, as far as I know, to grapple from, but not the upper platform. So you're gonna look at the grapple and grapple. Hang on to this wall. Here there's a little bit of a space that is actually full of texture. I don't know why you cannot go in there. Just, go around. Be careful not to see any grapple. I like to look at the wall a lot and get to this piece of ground. So here we are gonna do the swap. So for the swap, you want to be as high as possible. It is possible to do swap lower, but it is not consistent. Sometimes you will be able to grapple and do snake eye skips, sometimes you won't. So what you want to do here is go to the highest point. You're gonna jump, wall jump at your peak of your jump, and at the peak of that jump, you want to grapple swap. So now, how do you grapple swap? So what you're gonna do, what you need to do actually, is you're gonna need to see a grapple point and grapple to it and switch your prosthetic tool all on the same frame. That might sound hard, but with this setup, it is actually fairly easy, believe me. So what you're gonna do is during your, right after your wall jump, you're gonna buffer the grapple, which you're gonna see me press F. So once you are in the air, if you press the grapple button, it actually gets queued, and if you see a grapple in the next second, it's gonna automatically grapple to it. It might even be more than that. I know the window is very permissive. Once that is done, you can wait a little bit, get cool in your head, enter mega focus mode, And at the same time, you're gonna move your camera and switch your prosthetic tool. I highly recommend you use your mouse for that. I like to have my switch prosthetic tool button on the mouse wheel. That way I do everything with one hand. It might be possible on controller. I've actually suggested someone do monkey skip with grapple swap on controller for sure restricted world record. But I know for a fact that it will be easier with the mouse, so just switch to that if you're not getting it consistently. Also, make sure you get the right grapple. It's gonna be the one that you will get to in Shore Glitches, that is in between the two gunners. If you go too far and grapple to the statue's hand that is behind you, you will not be able to get the swap. Well, you will be able to get the swap, but you won't be able to grapple to the head of the statue. So, as I said, wall jump, press F. You saw me press F, and here you see me use the switch prosthetic button, and you're gonna see me turn my camera and see the grapple point. Boom. Once you're in the air, you're gonna look at this grapple point and grapple, which is Snake Eyes Skipped On. You get 4 attempts for that. As you can see, my shurikens are now selected, so if you had to retry that, you will TP back to gun forward, redo the wall setup, and make sure to unequip your prosthetic tool and equip it again in a different slot. You're gonna see me do that when we do Miss Noble Skip. When we do Miss Noble Skip, by the way, we're gonna need to die, which means you need your resurrection node. So this idol is mandatory. I'm not picking it up for safety. You want to rest there. Here, little known fact, I see some people still don't do it. I don't know if it's slow or what, but I like to jump about this grapple point and do my grapples here. And if you don't hear the guy below scream, that means that the cock is not alerted, and you'll be able to just, run next to it. There is no need to jump above it. You're gonna want to take a few ticks of damage on this fire. It's not mandatory, but it's gonna speed up the setup a lot. I go for in between 7 and 8 ticks. I go for 7 so that if I take an extra tick, my setup doesn't get fucked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can take 8. It's gonna make the setup a little bit faster. Pick up the yash as you would usually, and now we're gonna get to the spot. So you want to pick up the yash for monk, obviously, and if you fall down, there are 3 items right next to a tree with some enemies. One of those items is 2 contact medicine. So if you got 4th try Snake Eyes Skip and you're out of contact medicine, this is a way to back it up. Now you want to head to Tokujiro and pretty much follow the pathing I'm doing. Also make sure, if possible, not to get seen. There is a very slight chance that you might get an aggro chain when you quit out later. It should not happen, considering we're gonna fall here twice to get our health to the right spot, but better safe than sorry. So once you do that, you're gonna quit out. What this does is actually it resets the last point at which you saw a grapple point. It resets it to the default, which is the coordinate 0, and that's where you want to grapple from for the Miss Noble swap. As you see, I unequip my prosthetic. I equip it to the 3rd slot. This is what I mentioned before, to reset the prosthetic so that you can swap again. If you fail Miss Noble Skip, the only thing you need to do is get back to that spot and unequip the prosthetic and re-equip it again. While I'm in the menu, I like to also equip the seeds for monk. Then you quit out. Same thing here, except you don't need any complicated wall jump. The height at which you swap doesn't matter. You're simply gonna jump, which is needed for the grapple buffer, and then move your mouse to the right and swap at the same time. Notice that this time we're gonna try to die during the swap, which is gonna launch us, and this is pretty precise. There are like 1 or 2 ticks of poisons during which you can die, and that will actually work. So yeah, as you can see, right as I get to the last tick of poison, I do the swap. Depending on the speed at which you do the swap, it might be a little bit earlier or even a little bit later if you're really, really fast. But make sure to practice this a lot. It's not too bad to go back to the idle and redo the setup, but it gets pretty annoying. So yeah, with that here, I don't know where I'm gonna get to. Yeah, so I get to this branch. It is sometimes possible if you do it at a certain timing that you will get directly next to the idle, which is obviously faster. But if you get here, you're simply gonna jump to this branch and get to the idle. You don't need to take this idle. We're gonna cheese monk as we would in any other category. The problem is that Mibu is covered with fog, so I haven't found a really good way to do this. You might want to experiment with that. But what I do is I stick to the left so that I can see some of the guys aggroing, which is gonna tell me where the first house is. And when I see those guys aggroing, I head a little bit to the left, to the right, sorry, which is gonna tell me where this house is, and I simply follow it, get past the boat, and once I get past the boats, I know you cannot see much, but it will make a lot more sense when you try it by yourself. Turn around, get past this tree, and then you should know where you are. If you've ever done Mibu not blind, you know where you are right now. It is pretty hard to go for the bridge before Bell Guy, so what I like to do is I go more to the right until the end of the platform, and then I look to the left and grapple so as to avoid the Bell Guy down there. I also go for the second grapple because, I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable jumping over the guy down here, but you can obviously do that. Again, going for the water as we would in short glitches or any percent unrestricted. This is very straightforward. If you've ever done it, it should be easy for you. Grapple up to the bridge and get ready for Monk. I don't think I need to explain Monk in details. There are plenty of guides for that. But yeah, what you want to do is do your normal thing where you go around, get to this spot, first seed in this patch of grass, obviously. And whether you do 4 or 6 Monk, make sure it's consistent because you don't want to redo the whole thing. Resetting after you've gotten first try Snake Eyes and Miss Noble Skip is pretty annoying. Here, a little setup found by Sutamo. If you don't know it, we're gonna quit out to open this door because that is faster in game time. You can jump at the top of those stairs and wall jump on the door, and this will let you quit out if you spam it right after the Shinobi execution message, which is the perfect timing. The earlier you can do it. In this timing, I like to replace my Seed and Ash with Confetti and Yash, which we're going to use later, which is our last menuing. You don't need to reset your prosthetic tool. We're done with grapple swaps. And quit the game, obviously, for the door. When we load back in, spam your E or whatever button you need to pass the pop-ups that are going to happen. And we're actually gonna TP back to last title or to Sculptor. It doesn't really matter since you're gonna travel to Antechamber and do Backside Dojo to get to Genny. I'm gonna explain quickly how to do Backside Dojo, I guess. First, I almost forgot to mention it, but don't forget to upgrade your attack with Monk Memory, because AP2 Guinea is alright, AP1 Guinea is a little bit of a pain. Also, if you did get the skill book, get Makery for phase 3, obviously, because that is a good way to make phase 3 a lot easier. But as I said, it's slow. Anyways, you get there, you wanna do a delay jump. It's a lot easier with a delay jump. You can also sometimes grab that piece of roof up here faster. but engage Genny. And for those of you who've never done Genny with confetti, it's the exact same as you will do in short glitches, except where you will take your first hit. You do 2 hits inside the door to chase him, right? Where you will take your first hit, you actually use confetti instead. Keep walking and jump or double jump. If you're confident, do a single jump and you'll get hit, but that will be faster. If you not, do a double jump. And obviously do whatever you're comfortable with, be it 1 hit, 4 hit, or 5 hits. 5 hits is still the fastest. Make sure you have your Echo selected. We actually need Yash for Emanation because we didn't grab the Yash after Miss Noble. And phase 1 Nation is slow enough that you will need a second Yash for phase 3. So I prefer to do phase 3 Genny with Echo rather than waste a Yash. You could also choose to use an Echo for any of the phases of Emanation. So as I said, with Echo you have enough time to Makery here, if you want. If you have Makery. But otherwise, just do normal phase 3 Genny. There isn't much to say. I'm actually gonna skip forward a bit. Yeah. Obviously do RTA time saves, very important. Okay. Grab this idol. Since we're skipping monkeys, we don't need to talk to Ishin. Just use memory and warp back to castle. If you're more comfortable, I guess you could also take the idol at dungeon, especially if you do Jimmy skip. If you do Jimmy skip, do not take the idol at castle. You already have the idol at dungeon. It's gonna save you some time not picking up the idol at castle and doing the same air swim as we do for Emanation. But for now, we're gonna do the air swim the old-fashioned way. Alright, skipping forward a bit. I'm gonna go there. Here, it's a little bit easier with a delay jump. You don't need it though. Make sure to get a wall jump. I've gotten a vertical jump way too much. And as you can see, right after the wall jump, I start rolling right. This opening here is a lot earlier than you would expect. I recommend again looking at it with mesh draw so that you know where you're jumping. Make sure not to hold right too much, otherwise you might fall. This is also pretty narrow. It's not too bad though. Like if your camera is looking this way, there is little chance you will fall. Actually, I do fall. I do fall. So this is what you want to avoid. If you do fall and you touch the ground, you're gonna have to use your idol, as I would. But there is also a branch here to the right of the screen. And if you see yourself fall before you touch the ground, try and grapple to that branch and quit out. If you do that, the branch is unstable ground. It will put you back up to where you jump to do another attempt. But here I'm gonna have to use the idol, and I'm gonna fast forward again. Okay, here we do the jump. We get it this time. Here, if you're unsure about yourself, it's the first time you're doing air sim, you want to jump here to get to the water. I know at full speed I only need to go slightly left and fall into it. But you might want to jump. Make sure to follow me as close as possible, because there is a chance that you might get into a death plane if you don't. Very little chance, but this pathing is pretty optimal, at least up until the quit out. Here you wanna bump your head against whatever platform there is up here. This is gonna make the textures load. Again, we wanna head here. This is not solid, you can go through it. Surface into this water. There's a piece of water here. You want to surface. This is gonna make the area load again. Then you want to go up and add like you can't really see it here, but there's a little bit of a pointy texture that I had to, and you want to make sure to go high enough and see the screen turned green for a second. This is some more texture loading. You actually want to see that. So as you practice, make sure you see that happen. Here, you could go under If you are used to Shura and you've seen Mitch's tutorial, it goes under here. I like to go right next to this black texture thing and quit out here. This is gonna make Senpo load, and that's gonna make it a lot easier for you. So quit out here. Yeah, again, this loads Senpao so that we don't die in the death plane. What I like to do is swim up once or twice before starting to dash and looking up, but you can start dashing immediately. Okay, if you don't see anything and you're going up for a while, try moving a little bit to the right, because usually you are too far to the left, and what you want to see, your queue is actually that tree. You want to go towards that tree, slightly to the left of it, and the textures are going to start to load. This roof is not solid, you're going to go through it, and actually make sure that this guy here sees you. This is the start of our aggro chain. You don't want to lose the aggro chain, because if you do that, you're going to need to redo the whole air sim. What we're going to do is pick up an idol in Senpao, so make sure this guy sees you too. You can be a little bit higher, but not too much higher. Yeah, we're going to need to pick up an idol, because we're going to do a monkey skip later. Okay, you want to surface here. You need to actually be in the water. If you dash in the water, you can just hold the direction and stay in the water. I struggle with it for some reason, but it should be fairly easy with practice. I'm going to grapple immediately to this branch. If you're a little bit slow, there's another grapple lower down that you can get, but if you get the jump out of the water, you should be able to make it to that branch. Okay. Grapple to this roof. Make sure at least this dog sees you. And here, if you are in 104, you want to be fairly fast and pick up the idol, because there is a chance that the dog cancels you out of it, and that is a pretty nice time save, as you can see. I don't have to wait for the menu to pop up and quit out. If you are in 106, either the dog needs to attack you, or you need to quit out. Sometimes in 104 also you need to exit the menu. But quit out. And if you did the aggro chain properly, you're going to be in air sim again. If not, do monkey skip and redo the air sim. There is no other way. Yeah. So here, you want to grab those emblems. They are actually pretty useful for the animation fight. So go above here. Here I aim for... Oh my god, sorry. Alright. I aim for some red branches here on that tree in the wall. If you go too far down, you're gonna hit not a death plane, but death cam, and I don't actually know how to exit that. Make sure you do not hit death cam, so don't go too far down. Aiming your head towards the lower part of that red branch is safe. And here we're gonna do ape skip. If you are not confident in ape skip, do not do that pathing. You should look at the all memories restricted run, and that run actually fights ape, and you'll be able to air sim to ape. There you can grab the idol before ape and do the same version of ape skip that is in Shura no air swim. So learn that if you are not 100% sure about this here for your first runs. Obviously, this is a lot faster, but if you want to avoid resetting, do it the other way. So you're going to go here. The way I like to do it is getting to the corner, aligning this little white dot with the diagonal here of this piece of wall. This is my setup. I know that for some people it didn't work quite as well. You can see I'm holding W and A. It doesn't really matter if you are in the upper part or the lower part of that diagonal. It's just a rough visual cue. Somewhere in the middle works really well for me. I stop holding A and jump almost at the same time because you fall very quickly here. So yeah, if you fuck this up, it's pretty bad. But I get it. Okay, you get to this piece of ground, and as you can see, I dash to left, hug the wall, and go forward. There is actually a big hole here. So if you're unsure and doing this for the first time, jump over it. It is a lot larger further down. It is faster, obviously, to run to the left of it. But if you struggle with that, just jump over the hole. It's very narrow. It's not a big hole. You can jump above it. Okay. I think, yeah, this wall is solid. Take care of going around it. You can do that slow. I'm going fairly fast here because I still want a good time. It is possible to fall, so be careful. This other wall here, you can see I jump because there is another hole in the floor. Get to this side. You can align yourself with your head in this wall. Point your camera down, otherwise you're not going to see anything. The whole skin is going to be black. If you point your camera down, you actually somewhat see what you're doing. There are two ways of doing that. The way I like to do it is simply doing a wall jump over the texture, and you're going to get to a safe spot. Otherwise, you can jump around it, but I like to do a wall jump above it. Again, here, doing it once with mesh viewer gives you a really good idea of what you're doing. So, okay, I struggle a little bit. Boom, wall jump, safe spot. Ape cannot hit you anymore here. Before he can throw shit at you, if that happens, if you see the camera zoom out, turn around and block it. But here you're safe. And what I do here is I don't think I sprint, or maybe if I do, I set it up against the texture before going around. But you want to jump as there is another bit of texture here that you want to get past. So yeah, I jump around it. You can wall jump on the texture too. I wall jump here, and I make it past a second wall roadblock. If you get in between those two bit of extending texture, you can simply jump above the second. Oh, I actually got stuck. So as you can see, I got in the spot in between the two, so I'm stuck here, but I can simply jump above it. This is a lot safer than trying to go around it. Usually with a proper jump and wall jump, you will get here already and not need to do that. You can still fall here, but there is a fair amount of ground, but still try to stick to the wall as close as possible and grab the flower from behind and TP the last idol. And then get ready for monkey skip. Monkey skip again is fairly hard, but it is quite easy to retry. If you're not confident in it, especially if you use a controller, monkey skip is only consistent on keyboard and mouse. If you don't want to switch to keyboard and mouse, learn grapple swap monkey skip. You already have the prosthetic for it. There is no poison required, so you can try it as much as you want. It is a lot slower though, so I would recommend learning the delayed jump version. So you get to this branch, make sure you don't move too much. Align your camera so that your head is aligned with this bit of vertical terrain here, like the corner of that rock. You can also YOLO it. If as he stands up, you know you're in the right angle, you can go ahead and start sprinting already. But yeah, so frame perfect delayed is what you want. And you're gonna jump as you get to this and turn your camera, but not too much at the same time. The wall jump is almost as hard as getting the delayed, honestly. You can sometimes be a bit short. You want to get back to the same spot, obviously, to retry it if you fail that. So yeah, just grapple back up to the exact same spot because it is very precise. Here, you want to jump because it is possible to actually fall and be blocked by an invisible wall, and you're not gonna like that because you're gonna need to redo monkey skip. So make sure to jump to get above it. And congratulations, you're gonna get more low blade, and you're gonna be able to do emanation, and you're gonna be happy, and you're gonna get your Least Bosses run. This is honestly the easiest part of the run. Once you're here, yeah, good job to you. Just make sure not to stress too much, and make sure to equip more draw. We're idling back to the last idol to get the dungeon, obviously, because this got unlocked automatically. And we're gonna do our last air swim to emanation. Yeah, we can skip forward a bit. You have no attack power to increase because you did that after getting already. Okay. Here, this guy sees you. You have an aggro chain going. If you fail air swim, you can simply quit out. So get here, do the same air swim as before. We're not using the other setup this time. I actually grapple to branch this time, so this is the backup I was talking about earlier. But here this doesn't matter because you do have the aggro chain. It puts you quite far back the first time though, because you're gonna get back to these dogs here seeing you. But yeah, if you're unsure, make sure this red guy sees you the second time too. I think I will wait a little bit here, yeah, so that he sees me in case I fail, and I do fail. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna switch to the air sim because this is a little bit embarrassing. Okay, sorry. Once you get to the water, dive down, go under this texture, and back up immediately. And the house you want to exit out of is right above you. It's this one. I'm gonna get lost a little bit, I think. But yeah, the exit is towards bowl. If you know where you are, just remember that it's towards bowl, so as far away from possible from the main tower. And this window is actually empty and you can go through it. And then just make sure, yeah, aim towards the top of the castle. The cutscene is gonna cancel your air swim and you're gonna be able to talk to Al. Here you have time to use Yash plus Confetti. Emma is most of the time not gonna come to you fast enough to annoy you. Confetti is especially important if you do 180s, because 180s hit health and Confetti increases health damage. If you don't do 180s, I don't know, feel free not to use Confetti if you don't feel like it, but it's still a nice amount of extra damage. I think I fuck up a little bit here, but yeah, doesn't really matter. Just get it done with her as much as fast as possible. We don't have much emblems, so obviously we want to save them for Ishin. We're not gonna use them in phase 1 either. So yeah, once she's done, you're gonna use Confetti and Yash again because you have all of the time in the world to set it up. Do 180 Ishin if you know how to do that, because it is a lot faster, especially with Confetti and at low attack power. But if you want to be safe, don't do it. One thing I do though is I'm gonna start my first attack fairly early on so that it doesn't parry it, and because I'm too far away from him, and that's gonna do some health damage, which Confetti profits from. So if you've never seen phase 1 Ishin in unrestricted, this is how we do it. It is a lot slower than glitchless, as you can see. We don't have Makery, but the dodge timing for Trust is the exact same, and you're gonna go through it. Don't get hit by that. And yeah, just get through phase 1. Okay. For phase 2, use Yash, dash, and use Mordor Underground immediately. I'm against the wall, so he's probably gonna go for... Oh my god, okay. This is an attack you don't see very often. I got lucky to parry it there. But yeah, he follows it up with Mikiri, Ichimonji. When you see Ishin do Ichimonji in any category that doesn't have jump or draw, in case you don't know, you can cancel it immediately if you react fast enough. If you're not confident in your ability to do that, either you do it as in glitches, 2 hits, dash behind him, and Mordor, but on the ground. Don't hit his back. If you hit his back, he will follow up with a fire attack that is hell to deal with. So use Mordor. I also found that sometimes if I do 3 locked on attacks on keyboard while holding W, I get to his back naturally, and I don't have to dash, and I can Mordor immediately. If you don't believe in that strategy, do 2 hits and dash. Or cancel it immediately if you react fast enough. It loves firing a fire attack in phase 2 usually, so you would have to mostly, cancel that too. Yeah, as you can see, I did the 3 hits strat here. 1, 2, and the third gets me behind him. And this is mostly safe, unless you land on a piece of terrain that is a little bit higher, in which case, or he lands, I don't remember. In which case, the fire can hit you, but otherwise you're safe, and you can immediately mortal draw. And here we go. This is how to do least bosses in 25 minutes and 3 seconds. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Especially any question related to improvements or least bosses restricted, I can answer. There's actually a way faster version of Snake Escape for restricted, which is a lot harder to, because it adds like 5 different grapple swaps, which is very, very hard. I'll actually link the setup from Umnik in the description. And yeah, enjoy and good luck with your running, guys.